just let's start with the flanger first, just to show you one possibilities. Okay, I have written an automation already. You can see here, this is a break in a song, and the flanger is bypassed at the beginning or during the verses. And then there's a break to the next part, first without any automation. And especially since it's a kind of a 70s inspired song, this flanger effect might be a cool idea. So let me show you, and it sounds like this. Okay, and that's yeah, it's working fine. It's like I showed you in the other one before. The flanger is the tape is slowed down, and then it's moving back to sync with the original playback, and it's a nice effect, and you can do it like that. But let me show you the other effect as well, the phaser. The phaser can be a much more drastic effect. Okay, and I don't want to get too technical, but I think it's really an interesting tool, and it's really worth playing around with the different things. And I prepared a little video out of a chapter about the phaser in the mixing module 5 of our online campus of the audio diploma that shows the things you can do with a phaser, and it's showing it with pink noise because it's really clear what's happening when you listen to that. So I show you. Okay, now there you can see there's a hole in there, and the frequency is moving with a tune. And the rate sets the speed in combination with depth. And so on. But it's really worth playing around with different modes, different rates, different feedback values, and so on. And it's really can be so crazy and effective. And I just switch through different modes and show you different things. Come on. So I think you see the possibilities, and you see that there are a lot of options to create crazy effects and to really make nice transitions between parts, because there's always sweeping things, moving frequencies up and down, and that's make it so interesting. I already automated some parameters like the feedback here, and that's, as I said before, always a thing I would suggest that you do in your productions, in your mixes. Use automations to make things changing, to make them not static, but to create lively, vivid transitions, to make parts more interesting, to create dynamics. And that's something, when you're working with effects, don't use just one setting, one standard preset, but yeah, make it lebendig, lively. Okay, that's it for the project Flanger, and phaser and flanger. And now I want to show you another use for the phaser, which I think is quite interesting. The one of or the other of you may know this song. It's Superstition by Stevie Wonder. Again, a song from the 70s where a lot of these effects were really famous, and a clavinet is a really it's perfect for use with a phaser or a modulation effect. And just let me show you how you can use it here. And you can do so many. You can overdo it, of course. Just doing basic stuff. When you turn it off, find what's missing, and it gets more stereo, it gets moving. There's a lot of atmosphere that's created with this sound. And I really do like to add some reverb as well, because it's more three-dimensional with the reverb. And what's really great to use on keyboard sounds, even though I didn't do it for a long time, but some people told me try it out, it's worth it. And these are gated reverbs. And usually you use gated reverb on drums often, like this. Meanwhile, I like it on keyboard sounds and on funky guitar sounds, when you want a big and audible reverb, but that's not too long, and that's not making much of a diffusion and indirect sound. And that's what gated reverbs are great for. And so in combination with a funky clavinet that's working with a phaser and adding a reverb on it, it gets a really nice depth without getting diffuse. Without effect. Sounds much more flat. You can use less reverb, of course, and it still keeps its impact without and with. Yeah, and that's something that's also true when you're working with various effects, being it modulation effects, delays, reverbs, whatever. Try to find out what's best for the sound that you're working with. A clavinet needs different effects than a electronic sequencer, a synthesizer track, and a solo guitar needs different effects than a bass or whatever, or a clean guitar. And that's why I always think it's important to know different styles of music, to listen to different styles of music. You cannot be an expert in everything, that's true, but you can broaden your musical horizon and to listen to different styles and to find out what effects are used in different styles. And it's a really wide field, and you can learn a lot, and it's really fascinating, and I like working with effects in different genres.